recently I've been talking a lot about nuance and how the way that I'm trading is affected by so many factors that there's not really a straightforward 1, 2, 3 formula. And Tesla was a good example of that on Friday. So I've been even trying to, put words to what factors are affecting the way that I'm trading. So the first thing I need to know before I get into any trade is, where am I going? Like, where is the intention? So I can see on the daily chart, this was my, come on, this was my broadening formation on Tesla, right? So hit the top, tried to expand, couldn't, right? Came back through, and then expanded the bottom of the broadening formation, right? Thursday was a big day for Tesla. We all saw it. We all know. Okay, great. So the first thing I need to do is draw another broadening formation, right? Because we've expanded this one, which means I need to be zooming out and seeing, like, what the hell's going on. So first things first, I could draw another one on the day, which is here. Like, so maybe we're at the bottom and we're going to wick off and go back through. You could zoom out. You could draw one on the week. You could draw one on the month, etc., etc. Because I'm trading weekly contracts, I'm going to stick with just drawing a broadening formation on the 12-hour. But you can see a little baby broadening formation here. That could be the top of something, etc., etc. Right? So, knowing this, I know, first of all, we could be at the bottom of a broadening formation. So my options are to expand it or go back through. Okay, noted. Secondly, what is the ticker doing right now? Tesla gapped up, right? Tesla closed at 284 and it opened at 298. Okay, great. So I know that it has gapped up. I also need to know, before I get into anything, where the daily open is. So then I can just see my daily continuity regardless of what time frame I'm on, and that's really helpful for me. So I need to know where I'm going, I need to know where the day opened, and I need to know where my target is. So where's my target on Tesla? Great. We get in here, Tesla puts in the first hour. Great. Noted. And what do I want to do, right? Which direction do I want to go? So let me take a step back. Before I decide on my target, I need to know which direction that I want to go in. I wanted to trade Tesla up because it had such an aggressive pull down. This is likely some sort of TTO on Tesla. Obviously, we never know, like, the way that the news works right now, but I wanted to trade Tesla up to get some of the recovery numbers, right? Okay, so I know that I want to go up. Tesla puts in its first hour, and then I have to decide where I'm trying to go. My first target is high of day, right? That's usually the first target regardless. If you're going up, high of day. If you're going down, low of day, right? So target 1. My second target is ADR. Why are these my targets, right? Like, again, with the nuance, why am I not looking at targets on, like, hourly pivots and etc., etc.? Mostly for me, because look at this day. It's huge. This drop down is huge. If I go to the hour, cool, it didn't really trigger this, right? It gapped the trigger. So for me, that means that these pivots feel more arbitrary, right? And that's just how I trade, right? Because I didn't actually trigger an actionable signal, these pivots feel, I have less confirmation on them. So I go to pivots that make sense, that need to happen in order to be successful, right? High of day makes absolute sense. Above daily open makes sense. ADR makes sense, right? So with that said, I already know this is profit taking 1, and this is a Friday, right? And I'm trading weekly contracts. This is profit taking 1, this is profit taking 2, and then higher ADR is profit taking 3, right? I know that going into my trade. So, pardon me, I'm a bit sick, but when I see this inside 30, I don't need any more information to take my trade up, because I've already established where I want to go and where I'm getting out. So I know triggering this inside 30, if it goes up, I'm flipping the day green. That's score number 1. And I have the possibility of hitting my targets, right? So I traded Tesla early morning and got in here. Boom. And I want to say that the 15 probably gave something. I just wasn't at my computers with all of this on Friday. So, and see, the 15 didn't really, it gave you something and then it took it back. So anyway, this is my entry on the 30 and it just really took off. And so for me, when I crossed this, and again, because I'm trading 0 days, when I hit my target and cross it, I'm moving my stops. And if I look on the 5, and I talked about this in a recent video about if it's above my target, I'm still going to be okay. And so I moved my stops, and I actually think I got out like around here just because my stops were tight. And then I rode however high it went and came back through. When it crossed this line, I got out of my full position because I'm trading 0 days, right? And theta is going to be eating me alive. So that was my Tesla trade. And those are the things that I'm considering, right? Like, okay, I didn't hit this target. And because I didn't hit this target of ADR, I'm still looking for a reason and an ability or a possibility to get back to that. But I didn't get an actionable signal, right? Maybe you could call this actionable, but like on a Friday, trading at like 2:30, it's just, this is not a trade that I would take. But what I did do, because this was a short-lived long, right? Tesla is dropping, etc., etc., etc. Because this was a short-lived long, I actually took this short. When this bar went outside, I took next week contracts for a short on Tesla, which I can put in a different video. The point of this video is knowing where I'm going, why I'm going there, and how long I'm going to be going in that direction, right? Tesla's failing, Tesla's dropping. Got it. It has to have some sort of TTO to keep going lower. Got it. That means I want to play it long. Got it. However, because I'm playing a TTO, I know that it's short-lived. So my long is going to be short-lived. I don't need to sit in this trade for a lot of time trying to get every single penny out of it. This is me playing a TTO, knowing it's going lower, which is the reason why I got out of the trade. The 0 day factor helped. That's the reason why I got out of the trade, and the reason why I got into a short swinging into next week, because I'm seeing this as just a reason to go lower. What helps me with that? Tesla's an inside day. Big inside day. I know inside days are actually small, but big time inside, right? So this is actually setting me up for more reason to go down. And if we don't go down, then maybe I'll play it long again. But this would be your entry, right? Sorry, I have a lot going on. To play it down, you have an inside day, so you just take this inside day trigger, play it down to this broadening formation. Do we expand it? Hopefully, and we just keep going, right? So that's what we're looking at. That's why I longed Tesla and then shorted Tesla. But really, I just want to focus on the things that need to be known before you even enter a trade. If you don't know when you're going to exit, you've lost half the game, right? Because what happens is, if you don't have an area where you're exiting, you get into the it's going to keep going mentality and mindset. And more times than not, if you take something at your target and it does keep going, then, you're just happy that you have a runner, right? And if you have a target, it also can indicate to you when to start looking at if the trade is going against you, right? Because once it's done its job, then the question becomes, is it going to continue to go my direction, or is it going to stop going my direction? That question is usually answered at targets, which is why Sarah preaches take your money at your target. So if you don't know where your target is, you're starting the battle behind, okay? Also, if you don't have a bias on the direction of something, I may suggest not taking it, right? If you don't have any sort of idea or theory, it doesn't make sense. And Salonki posted in the chat, right, that I said I'm taking AMD off this double inside week. I don't even know which direction. I don't care. I'm taking it. That's fine. But what happened? AMD opened on Monday aggressively bullish. So now I automatically know which direction I'm going. So I just take this, right? It triggers my inside week, hits the first target, goes up, whatever. So if you don't know, then definitely, obviously rely on the chart no matter what. Like, let the chart negate your bias, confirm your bias, whatever. If you don't have a bias, then just take more time to look and understand which direction it's going. But ultimately, those are the things that I'm looking at before I'm entering a trade. And that's also why I can trade so many tickers at once in one day. Notice, if you go back and watch those videos where I'm labeling, 1 of 14, 4 of 14, I took all of those. They were all longs. They were all bullish, right? And so if I already have my directional bias, I let the charts confirm or negate that. They were confirming my long bias. The indices were confirming my long bias. There was no reason for me to be even looking at shorts. Were there tickers that were perfect shorts? Probably. But at the same time, understanding which direction I'm going, where the day opened, when I'm getting out, where is my target, that helps me with everything across the board. And I'll make some videos on swings. I've been getting lots of questions on it, but like, why are you swinging? Because it hasn't hit my target and because it closed with strength, right? Like, there's so many factors to why you're going to swing, what a swing looks like, what makes sense for that. And you can even see it here, right, on AMD. If this happens on a Friday, you enter here, let's say you just take the daily trigger, and it goes up on Monday, there's no indication that I should be getting out of this trade. Fine, it gaps down, I don't know, a couple cents, it goes down, and you just let the day have its day. Boom, right? Your swing is up even more. And so there are more factors in swinging, but at the end of the day, if I know where I'm going, then there's no reason for me to be getting out prematurely, or there's no reason for me to get in the trade if I don't know where I'm going. I hope that makes sense. A bit of a ramble at the end, but yeah.